not a scientist. I'm not an expert in football. I'm not an expert in football measurements. But they told on the football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Week 5, what's up? Stacks, Cash and Stacks coming at ya. The Fantasy Millionaires live on a Monday night. What's up?
In your face, have a taste. Welcome to the end of week 5, but not really. There's another game tomorrow. When you wake up, thank God you have another game on Tuesday, and then pray to God that he doesn't cancel the rest of the season, because the way it's going, man, I'm genuinely scared that this billion-dollar juggernaut might get knocked off the rails, and really it's because the Tennessee Titans can't follow the rules. And so I'm flabbergasted right now. Save football. Wear a fucking mask. Sorry to the kids.
I'm not worried at all about football. Football will figure it out. I'm worried about fantasy football. That's the thing I'm worried about. Like, we might have to go manual as co-commissioners. Like, that's a legit possibility. Like, we might have to go back to like the 80s and go off the grid, like transport the scores onto paper and start manually tallying games. Because here's the thing, the major apps stink.
Yeah.
ESPN and Yahoo stink. I don't understand these major companies, and fantasy football is just this huge industry, and they won't spend a little money on IT. Like, they're doing bye-week stuff. Like, come on, man. You know, we started using Sleeper this year. Sleeper, at least, you know, that you can, any player that's affected by COVID, you can put them in the, IR. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And the problem is, you're dealing with Sunday morning text threads across America of like, well, dude, I've got so-and-so, and if he's out, I need to start another so-and-so. And then if he's out, what do I do about this guy? I had to drop my other kicker, and it's pandemonium. It's a bit much. Let's just be honest. It's a bit much. Bo has a good point. Sorry, not Bo. I misquoted. B. Hartley 4144 said Sleeper also listened to feedback and made a bunch of changes this offseason too. I think what you're looking at in this market right now in the fantasy football world is customers, they get what they want, or they go somewhere else. I mean, you saw it with FanDuel this weekend. They fucked up a tournament. They fucked up a tournament you were in. They messed up the Millie Maker. We just don't have time for that kind of stuff now. Like, it's a new day and age. You need to get your shit together. I've complained about ESPN's app forever. Goodness gracious. Imagine if some of the fantasy football heads that are on Twitter actually got a job in IT doing some of this stuff for these companies. They could change the way we fantasy football. So hopefully that's around the corner. It's ridiculous.
Here's the thing is that, one thing that they can do is an easy fix that Sleeper is doing, where any player that's been affected, ESPN is doing this postponed stuff. Yahoo's doing postponed, like, bye week. And Sleeper is allowing you to put that player into the IR so that you can, pick up players. The thing that worries me is I don't know how it's going to start working when we start playing games on Wednesday and Friday. It's like, that does look like it's possible. And I mean, our league, me and you, we'll figure it out. Like, we'll just take it back to the 80s and you break out the pencil and paper, and we'll keep the league going. But I've already had a league that I'm in. I love this league. People started throwing it out there. Like, you guys want to scrap it?
Pack it in, pack it up. Yeah.
Do over.
Yeah,
I don't. No, I voted no.
No, never.
What? I said, that's what I said. I said, it's 2020. Fantasy football is therapy. Let's ride it till the wheels come off, dude.
Yeah, it is therapy. It is. Listen, I just got to tell you, my life is not that great right now. There's some mitigating factors. Obviously, we all are suffering under COVID. That is a real gloom and doom. That's like when you wake up and you're 80% instead of 100%. That 20% is a COVID hangover or whatever it is. It's an ever present like dreariness. I get it for everybody, but I mean, teaching from home, having my 2 kids from home. I've been with my kids every day pretty much since March. I'm going crazy out here at the lake. You know, I got to be honest with you. So to me, this is my heaven right now. This talking to my best friend about fantasy football. You'd have to drag me away kicking and screaming to leave this podcast right now. If one of my children was infirm or something bad happened, my wife is awake. She can take care of it. Like this is what I'm here for. I'm here for Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Tuesday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, just whatever it is, I'm here for it. And I'm glad that I'm ride or die with you, brother, because you're just as crazy as I am about football. We eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. So
the thing is that I don't really know if you can call it therapy, though, because it really genuinely brings a lot of anger and sadness into my life. You know? But still, I'll take the whole package. You know what I mean? I
Yeah. No, I feel you. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say that fantasy football is stressful at times. And I think that, I've never, pull back the curtain here. There's a reason you're called Cash and I'm Stacks. I've been stacking up some losers over the years. And I'm a good fantasy football player. I've got an eye for talent. I've had some terrible luck, just like completely terrible luck. Some great teams that fizzled out in the playoffs. And then some teams that were amazing that didn't get to the playoffs. So, I mean, whatever it is, it is. But this year has been the year for Nimble. Nimble's cashed again, 4th week, won a couple hundred, up 400 this week. Pretty happy about that. Pleased about that. Adding it to the total. So, you know what? It does cause stress. What I've done is a little secret, and maybe you can try it too. I don't look at my scores the whole game because then I'm on edge, play by play, minute, point by point. And so what I'll do is I'll set it and forget it. I'll watch Red Zone. And then a big play will come, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, that's my guy!" Or I'll be like, "Oh my god, I think Chase Claypool. I'm playing against Chase Claypool. Oh fuck, yeah. So that way, I have a feeling how I'm doing. I'm feeling if I'm up or down, and so I do it with DraftKings too. I don't look at my app until halftime of the second game. Now I peaked this week. I did at the start of the second games. I peaked, and I was at 500 something. So I shouldn't have peaked because I got all excited about 500, and then I went down to 400. So. My strategy kind of remains intact. I'm going to kind of just set it and forget it, not sweat it. If I would have done that with our game at one point this week, I think you were up 130-21. So
yeah, Cash and Stacks got a head-to-head that's still live right now. Yeah,
hot and fresh at the moment. Let's see if we can update the scores on that bad boy.
I got it right here. I'm up 156 to 119. I have the
screen share that.
What's that?
You can screen share it, or is that on your phone?
No, I don't have it on my.
Okay.
Yeah. 156. I mean, if you want to screen share it, do it.
What's the projection on this bad boy?
Projection is 16 points, but that's with my defense. And Justin Herbert he looks like he's the truth, dude. I mean, he's just coming in and balling out.
How many points does your defense actually have?
10.
It still has the 10.
It has 10 because they've gotten some sacks and some of those punt return and kickoff return.
Okay.
And they're at 20 points.
Okay.
Drew Brees just got a touchdown call back. Needed that in another league. So
that is so
come on, throw it in. Oh no, Drew Brees bum.
Is he bumming it?
3rd and goal.
Well, let's do this because I do have the power to screen share. I will pull up our game very quickly because, I don't mind pulling back the curtain. Here we are. This is my game with my guy, Mr. Cash himself. Check out my podcast. I am on your fucking podcast, man. I love it. I am checking it out. And CDs, TDs, trademark, are down. Yeah, we're down by quite a bit right now. We're going to need a huge explosion. I would not sweat it, brother. I think you're going to pull this one out. You're going to come back from being 1-3. You'll be 2-3. I'll be 3-2, 1 apart. I think it's we're all primed to make a little bit of a run here late into the game. So
yeah, well, I would have not had to sweat it as much if I had Michael Thomas playing, but he got called Slant Boy and Dak could have got some other person who didn't even call him Slant Boy.
Oh my gosh, this week
What
was
a
crazy.
stupid move, and now they're losing.
Yeah, well, not just a stupid move, but why are you suspending Michael Thomas? Why not keep this in-house? This is 2020. You don't need to punish everybody. Have a prayer circle, pass the talking stick around. Everyone speak their truth, and let's go play some football. I'm sure.
I've never heard of such a thing. Players, I thought coaches like you to fight. Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do in preseason?
I beat someone's ass every day in high school. It's under the table. No one cares.
You're supposed to fight. This is football. This is like the last place where you get to be really violent with people and not go to jail.
It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah.
And now they're losing.
Well, you know what? At least a great, amazing quarterback didn't get hurt this weekend or anything, So at least we still just have a nice
pour one out.
Well,
homie.
I got to say, I have Dak in several leagues, and I'm heartbroken, man. Not only is he a great guy, an advocate for mental health, having a great season, his offensive line is terrible. He lost his best tackle. It's not great. He was doing outstanding, though. Growing up a Washington football team, we were kind of ingrained the hatred for Dallas. I love him, man. Like as a person, as a player, the NFL is worse. It's worse off now.
I had a nice side bet going that I was crushing that he was going to have more points this year than he did last year, and he was like, I don't know, through week 4, he was like already almost there. Seriously, he had like 2,000 yards already. Something like that. So what did Dak have? And that was like literally a scene. It was like the bad part of Jerry Maguire, because everybody knows he's in the middle of this,
epic
contract
run
fiasco.
Yeah.
And he's crying, and I don't think he's crying because of the pain. I think he's crying, because he's like, and he might have lost. I cried too if I lost $50 million. Like he lost a rack of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even with him getting hurt last game, he's up at the 135 points so far. Only Russell Wilson and Pat Mahomes, who finished those games, are ahead of him. So he was balling out. I mean, he was crushing it. He was winning people millions of dollars in the Millie Maker. I mean, he was all over the place. And so pour some out for him. Pour some out for the Atlanta Falcons. They're over. That's just a terrible experience over there. Matt Ryan, man, he got me negative 13 points in Scott Fish. I'm probably going to lose to Sal Vetri off of that. That's terrible. I just got to say, Matt Ryan, boo to you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Jimmy G got benched. That's nuts. We got Beathard in there. We got the hair flowing. We got on the other side the beard flowing from my guy Fitzmagic. I mean, guys, listen. The NFL was going to be crazy this year, because of just COVID. But what's happening just with quarterbacks and injuries and teams? It's a crazy season. So Fitz, just your rankings. And, we talked about him last week. We said to pick him up. Hopefully you did. He's still available in some leagues. So he might appear later in the waiver wire segment. But any other burning topics this week in the NFL? Because it was a sizzler. I mean, it just kicked off. Week 5 just woo!
Yeah,
guess who's hurt again? Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook gets himself a little groin injury, and then you get to see the talent that they have just waiting in the wings,
jumping over defenders as he gets tackled. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mike Boone is a beast too. You ever seen that picture where they're all standing next to each other, and then you just like they all just look like just complete freaks,
Diesels.
Like, each one of them.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know which one I want to hand the ball to. Like, they all look pretty equal.
Yeah. Well, word from our guy Bo McBigtime, he got censored. Apparently, he was 2 minutes of silence down here on one of his comments. I don't know what's going on there, man. I'm sorry, man. I would never silence you there, brother. Just so you know, you're my guy. Bo does not like Boone. He said Boone isn't good though. I
gotta get some of your hot sauce, dude. I'm all out. I gotta re-up this week.
Mike, hotboxbatch.com. If you don't know, How do you not know? It is ridiculous. I'm down to 2 bottles too. Here's what he said. I did the research for you. Remember, you asked what should you order? The size of the 12. Get a 12. Yeah, get a 12. Get a 12. Get a 12.
Yeah.
Oh, Bo, I don't even know what your comment was. I wasn't silencing you at all, for sure. Yeah, no, don't worry. I was never silencing anybody. I just think me and Mike went on tangents. That's kind of how, we do it. By the way, if you don't know Bo McBigtime, who is the author of the Hot Box Batch Sauce, he is also staff writer for nimblewnumbers.com. He brings it every week with the Bo Knows segment, and he does know. And he's got lots of hits. And so, I'm not going to lie to you. This year, I've been doing well, partly because I've been talking to Mike, partly because I'm talking to Bo. I surround myself with smart guys so I can get smarter. I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Let's just be honest. You've seen me. I'm the eye candy. I'm the sex appeal on the show, right? That's what I'm here for.
My man's got a bigger beard than Fitzmagic, dude.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost at that like Brett Kiesel level from the Pittsburgh Steelers. When I get to February and it's down by my titties, I'm gonna be a force to reckon with on the beard scene, but it's gonna go. Valentine's Day present to my wife. I'm cutting it off. I'm gonna live stream it, and you can see how pretty I still am underneath, man. I'm a ladies' man. I always have.
I might come in here next week back to phase 1. Can you get Viking beard oil to sponsor this, because I need it. Like I'm beard fatiguing right now.
You're beard fatiguing.
Yeah, I'm just doing this all the time, and I'm like, I don't like it. I'm getting, but then I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh damn.
See, here's the thing for me. I'm not going to lie about my beard. I'm going to talk a little bit about my beard for a second. I don't actually feel it anymore unless somebody pulls it. Like my daughters get near it and they pull it.
Yeah, my kids are doing it too.
Yeah, it hurts. I don't like that. That's a little bit of a downside. I'll say, you're touching my face. You're touching my beard. You're hurting me. Don't get in my face. I don't like that. And then also, it's the maintenance of the bath and the shower or whatever. The getting the water out in the morning is a bit of a struggle. It takes beard time each morning. I got 4 or 5 minutes of just getting it out and fluffing it and combing it and putting the lotions in the basket, and it takes a while. But let me just see. I've got a few drops for Viking beard oil. Maybe this is a little audition. See if we can be. I was thinking this today, actually. I did want to reach out to them. I don't know if they got marketing gurus.
If they don't come in soon, I'll catch you next year, because this thing, I'm tired of it.
Well,
I love it. I do love the look, but
let me see if they like this one. I've got one.
Spot. This is a little
Viking beard oil. Tame your inner Viking.
Yeah,
Viking beard oil.
Yeah, you could do that. Or I got another one here. Hold on.
Viking beard oil. No conquest needed.
Yeah, a couple of those. See what they like. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't want your inner Viking tame. Maybe it's let loose your inner Viking. I don't know, but this beards do need to be tamed a bit, like you said, managed, oiled, whatever it is. So enough
Viking beard oil.
Yes,
they murdered more people than Christopher Columbus.
Hey, great callback today. By the way, I did teach my students about Indigenous Peoples Day. I had a great little Brain Pop Junior video that we talked about, and it was great because Moby, who's a mechanical kind of actor in this little show that Brain Pop Junior puts on for the kids, they started talking about some of the bad stuff Columbus was doing to natives, and he was like, kept making mean faces at the kids, and they got the message.
Do they teach it now? Do they teach Columbus's dark side? Because I remember it wasn't until I got out of high school where I did.
Wow. In the Annie and Moby video today, they did. They were like, well, he said he discovered America, but then Moby's like shaking his head like, no, and he's like, yeah, like how can you discover somebody who already lives there? Like the indigenous people already live there.
Let's give credit where credit's due. He was a great explorer. This was a time when only like 10 people in the world thought that the world was round.
Right.
So we'll give him his props for having the cojones.
Well, listen, he does have cojones. But here's the thing that he really was. He was a mercenary for the Spanish government. This was think of Halliburton or Blackwater or whoever you want to think of as an evil arm of the government. It was a government-funded research explorer murder, rape, and pillage.
When you just lift up, one page and really want to learn about the underbelly. But
if you want to see a balanced view of it, I like Trevor Noah's video from the Daily Show today. It was about 5 or 6 minutes long. He talked about how when Italian Americans came to America, they were the downtrodden group. They were the minority. They were the spat upon, the less thans, because there was only white or African American or the people who were enslaved at the time. So they were the shit upon group of minorities that were coming over. And when Christopher Columbus was given his own holiday, he kind of became their patron saint and somebody who they respected. And I think that's a really good tale of somebody who is an immigrant who comes and does kind of conquer in a way or make a new land. But here's the thing. He never even landed anywhere near America. He didn't get to Florida. He didn't get to Mexico, Gulf of Mexico. He got in there. He got around there. He never got to America. He never even came to the United States or what we know as the United States. Like, he didn't discover America.
Like St. Thomas or something like that.
Yeah, he just didn't. Yeah. And right away, the first island he landed on, he enslaved, killed, and mutilated people. So, I mean, come on. He's not the greatest guy.
He was looking for gold, and then he was like, well,
time to kill.
Yeah, well, I don't have any gold. Let me just take back like 500 people since I don't have any gold.
Yeah.
So
that's the Bahamas. I love Bo with the history lesson. So it's good times.
How are we going to segue out of this?
Yeah.
How are we going to segue out of murderous Christopher Columbus on Columbus Day to elevate Gator eviscerate? We could use eviscerate. We could use eviscerate.
Who do you want
a lot of people.
I've seen a lot of Christopher Columbus statues, torn down, beheaded. Who on your team are you?
So smooth.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was going to go French Revolution, who you guillotine, but I'll wait for another time because
Okay, yeah, we'll start there. Who do I want to eviscerate? Well, I didn't eviscerate AJ Green last week. He's gone.
Yeah, you should.
I thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it, and I lost my game because I should have picked up somebody, and I didn't.
Yeah,
and I didn't. Yeah, I just completely muffed this league. And I didn't see that Julio Jones was starting. How about Julio Jones? Is he eviscerate? I mean, he is just ruining every. Listen to what kind of team this is why people want to cancel fantasy this year. You could have drafted Saquon Barkley, Julio Jones, Austin Eckler, AJ Brown, Raheem Mostert, AJ Green. That could be your starting squad.
That is some people's starting squad.
Yeah,
I'm sure. It's been a terrible year for injuries in the first 2-3 rounds, and a terrible year for unexpected situations. Like Tyrod Taylor was stabbed in the lung by Dr. Nick from The Simpsons, and then Justin Herbert's throwing 3 touchdowns on Monday Night Football. I don't get it. I mean, you can't write this shit,
Dude, Justin Herbert, I'm 40 years old. Man, I know I'm old now. I mean, once you're 40, you're not young. You can't be like, oh, I'm young.
No.
But, I feel good. I don't feel old.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at Justin Herbert and his pimply face, I feel old.
Yeah.
That dude's still dealing with like acne. And he's just lighting it up in the NFL.
Oh, man. That is so funny.
Yeah. What's that stuff that everyone used to take? Like Provasic? No, that's from The Fugitive. What is that stuff? You need some Provasic, whatever that thing is. Rub that stuff. He needs Viking beard oil or something, dude. That guy looks like he looks like my nephew. He's 13.
Yeah. You fudge the numbers.
Oh, man.
The Fugitive is one of my favorite movies. I love how, listen, we accepted. Oh, Bo says it's proactive. It is
proactive. Yeah.
Well,
Devlin McGregor could bring you Provasic.
So let me get this straight. Out of all the hitmen that you can hire to kill your best friend's wife and him that you work with,
What an asshole that guy was.
A one-armed man. And yeah, I mean, one-armed man. That's Tyrod Taylor because he can't throw because he's got a rib. Segue back to this crazy season. So yeah, Justin Herbert, by the way, is somebody who you should be picking up. We'll talk waiver wire later if he's on your team already, but he should be starting. I mean, he throws the ball. I can't believe this. I thought they were going to be run heavy and suck, and Justin Herbert has changed that offense, and Anthony Lynn is actually letting him throw the ball tonight. I am shocked and chagrined. But I did start him, so I'm not going to lie. I did start him in one of my leagues, in Bo's league, actually. I need these points. So Herbert, ride or die, baby.
Yeah, we're starting to move into the phase of the season where it's like, I mean, it's who else besides AJ Green? I mean, it's like you already cut them probably,
Yeah.
It's like Golden Tate. I started him this week versus you because of COVID.
COVID, right.
So, you can have little streamers and stuff like that, but if there's better options, like we'll talk about tonight, Golden Tate for me is somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Akers probably is already cut. He seems cuttable. That running back trio is just, it's so weird. There's just no room for him.
He did break off a nice 55-yard run.
I mean, nice. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, he did flash a little bit, but here's the problem. You can play him in DFS, but it's really hard to have him on your bench and go, I'm going to trust this guy this week. Like he's going to get you 6 points or maybe 8 points or 4. Unless he gets a touchdown.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did he get with that 55-yard run? What did he get? Like 6 points?
Let me look up.
Yeah, he had 6.1, unless you had like a bonus for the 50-yard runs. So
yeah,
I don't know.
No.
Well, I mean, if anything, running backs are hard to cut. So, DeAndre Swift, Cam Akers are both right there. What
about Leonard Fournette? What do you think about him?
I wouldn't cut him. I have him. I would not cut him.
I agree with you.
It is wild to see Ronald Jones playing so well, but I just think that when Leonard Fournette comes back in, he's going to do the exact same thing,
Yeah. I just wonder if Ronald Jones is going to cement that timeshare, the upper echelon of that timeshare.
He's not a good pass catching back though. You see him drop the ball all the time.
Yeah, he does. He dropped a touchdown. No, that was LaShawn McCoy a couple weeks ago. But no, he does drop the ball out of the backfield. He's not great with the ball in his hands.
Yeah. So people try and say that Leonard Fournette is not a good pass catching back, but he never had Tom Brady throwing him the ball. So
he was great last year. He had 85 targets.
Right.
Showed he could do that.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
All the haters say that he's not, but I don't.
Well, all the haters should have been eviscerated last year.
It's hard to catch it. Like, this is a drop when it clicks off the top of your fingertips. You know what I mean? Like, those were his drops.
Well, can I tell you what I think about if you watch fantasy football or you watch football and then you look at the data and then you you need to see the whole big picture collectively. To really understand game script, what happened, why he didn't play. You just look at numbers or, not understand how injuries heal or why they maybe limited their snaps or whatever, then you're just not expecting. I'll tell you this. I tell my wife regularly, you can't play your season long week to week when it comes to some of these guys. You have to give them a little bit of time. But some of these guys, I would give Leonard Fournette time. Other guys, I would not give time to.
A segment that I was thinking about doing tonight, but since we didn't talk about it, I mean, I'll just bring it up on the fly, and I think we're moving into the part of the season where you should try and make trades. It's a good time to try and make trades. What do you think? I think Matthew Berry and Field Yates were talking about trading Michael Thomas. All
Oh,
right. So
I would
here's,
definitely trade Michael Thomas.
would you trade if you had DeAndre Hopkins? Would you accept the trade? Like, would you take Michael Thomas for like who?
No, I want
Yeah.
I want DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
I would not trade Michael Thomas for DeAndre Hopkins. If I
That's
had
the
DeAndre,
offer I'm thinking about making.
I would give up Michael Thomas to get DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
I definitely would do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Because here's what I've seen. Would you say
you wouldn't take it?
No. Here's why I wouldn't take it. I don't think that over the next. I think they're going to be really close. You know, really, really close for sure. Because DeAndre Hopkins is a true number one. Like he's getting so many targets. You know, it's ridiculous. I have his stats here. He is the overall wide receiver 1 in fantasy football. In PPR, he's at 109.8. No bonuses, nothing else. Just, you know, he's got 53 targets. That is third in the league behind Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's got 57. Amari Cooper's got 55. He's right there. Like, man, he's got a head start. You know, I love me some DeAndre Hopkins. I was wrong on him this year. I think I made fun of one of our guys in our league and kind of teased him a little bit. But no, I'm all about, you know.
You trade away DK Metcalf for Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah.
If I know Michael Thomas is fully healthy. Yeah, I think that's a trade I'd make. I think I would do that. Here's what I think. I think DK Metcalf is better in fantasy football this year than Tyler Lockett. And I think I made that prediction on our show, which I'm very excited about because that was one of the little things we went back and forth. But season is still young. Here's what we've seen. He can play football. He can play across the middle. He can go down the field. He can get you that. That touchdown was ridiculous last night. You know, I was so excited. Let me just put it that way. I have Russell Wilson. I said, 4th down, what's going to happen? This is, if he does this, if Russell Wilson pulls it out, he is Mr. Unlimited. And then bada bing, bada boom, right there. And the catch by Metcalf was ridiculous as well. So,
he's so unlimited. I mean, his stat line, he had in our league, he had 217 yards, 3 TDs, and then 32 points. And like here's the difference between him and Lamar Jackson, who I have versus you, is they're just letting Russell Wilson do whatever he wants. So he's getting these chunk yard runs, which he's great at, you know.
Well, they run him down. They run the receivers downfield and gives them space underneath the run.
Oh, I mean, you saw the Vikings. All they're doing is just, you know, covering against the deep ball, and he just, you know, he gets to do what he wants to do. Finally, gets to move around in the pocket.
Imagine if he had a really good tight end. Imagine if he had an athletic tight end who could create space. You know, or even somebody like Hunter Henry. I mean, just somebody like that. He could own the world, man. Like, seriously. DK Metcalf is like a big, fast tight end, but imagine, you know, somebody who could fill that role like maybe a Chase Claypool type tight end, like a big Jimmy Graham guy. Like, he would just, he would crush. That wide open, that middle. He had a CeeDee Lamb. Oh my gosh. Speaking of, you know,
well, all right. So here's we sorry to bring that in on the fly, but I think in the future we are going to do a little trade talk. So tonight was first.
Can I tell you somebody who I would want to trade for right now?
Okay.
Marquise Hollywood Brown. I want that guy. Yeah, I want him on my team. I don't have him. I want him. I want him. He is. I watched him particularly this past week. Looked at some of his highlights, and his route running is crisp. He is fast, and he is able to evade defenders and not take hits. And so I love him out there. He looks like a little, you know, not as fast, but like a little Percy Harvin type, you know, where he gets the ball, he goes, you know, and he's a little softer. Obviously, he's not. Percy Harvin was like a muscle, you know what I mean? He was just like solid, but he has that same elusiveness that Percy Harvin had, where he's just going to run away from you. You're going to be right next to him, and he's going to run away from you right next to you. And I saw him do that to a linebacker where the linebacker, you're like, how can he get this angle? How can he get past him? The sideline is there. He went for 25 more yards. It was ridiculous. So,
dude, so here's my pushback against it. Is and it's to segue back into the mitigate category. Maybe maybe we're just trying to get ratings here. Maybe this is just cash talking crazy. But Lamar Jackson is starting to look mitigatable to me.
Ooh.
I mean,
for
real.
Fiery take, bro.
Yeah, I drafted him. I kind of went 0 RB. And my big funny comeback was like, oh, I drafted a running back, his name's Lamar Jackson. No, he's not. He had 3 rushing yards, I think, last week.
He's the 11th ranked quarterback right now, and 2 points ahead of Derek Carr, 3 points ahead of the Gardner, Teddy Bridgewater in that same section. So, I mean, he is a top 12 quarterback with upside. I think, Tom Brady. Oh, we didn't even get to talk. We saved him for, our 4th segment of the show. I do like him. I would trade for him. If you wanted to trade for him in the BFFs, I'd pull a move on you. We could do something. I'm your Huckleberry. I would do it.
I'm just saying that if you have Lamar Jackson and you drafted him,
he's a disappointment through the first quarter of the season. Yes, because you drafted a number 1.
You drafted him in the 2nd round, most likely, maybe 3rd. And
you draft him as the QB 1 or 2, so it's a big player on your team.
Well, and that's the thing is that I had this great week last week, and then my quarterback got me 17 points. Like it's like a Jared Goff week. That's not what when you spend 2nd round capital. Yeah. So I'm not joking around. Like I'm, depending on what I do with my team this week, I might draft a 2nd quarterback, and it might be matchup dependent. I mean, I'm probably going to favor putting Lamar in, but I don't know, man. He is moving towards mitigatable. So that was my hot take for mitigate. Anybody you got that you want to mitigate?
That is in fuego. I have Derek Carr up here. I was thinking about elevating, and maybe even waiver wiring for Derek Carr. I don't know who has Derek Carr. Derek Carr is somebody who I think I would elevate. If you're looking for a quarterback who has upside,
he's on my waiver wire pickups. Yeah.
So he's somebody who I'm thinking about. So maybe he's not on your team. He's not heavily owned.
No way.
At all.
That's who I want to get. I want to get Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And I want to look at, who he's playing. And here's what's weird. It's just like, it makes sense from a football standpoint. Like when you watch these games versus Lamar, like they're just winning the games and they're just controlling the game. So he's just not having to do a lot, but he's just not, I don't know, man. He doesn't look like Kyler Murray is who I want to have as my rushing quarterback this year. He doesn't, like last year he had that like turbo button, and I'm just not seeing it. I don't, it is what it is. It's just, I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything different. I'm sure we saw it versus the Washington football team. He had a nice 55-yard run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even in that run, like he almost fumbled at the goal. He started holding the ball out, and the guy, like, it was just like, like, I don't know, man. I think if you're a Lamar owner and you have a spot on your bench that you can put a 2nd quarterback on, and there's somebody like Derek Carr out there, I would think about doing it. So
no, I'm not going to disagree. I think that I'm not going to straight up mitigate Tom Brady, but that receiving core is depleted. You know what I mean? They had no Godwin. I think Scotty Miller was not there, or I think it was Watson. I'm not sure which one. One of them was not there. OJ Howard wasn't there. LaShawn McCoy didn't play. He just didn't have a lot of weapons last week, and so I think maybe from week to week you're going to want to see his matchups and see his receiving core and see how healthy they are when he's got that arsenal and they're up against a team that's maybe 20 or below. Go for it. I mean, he's going to be that guy. But I would have another guy on your team, and you did mention Derek Carr. That was my QB pickup of the week. I'm going to give him a scratch out there. But I will agree with you on that. I just don't think Tom is somebody you can trust every single week.
Yeah.
He's old. He's got the old eyes.
All right, so let's move to Elevate. Cash's pick of the draft finally got back in. Elevate Henry Ruggs.
Put him in.
Yeah, put him in your lineup.
Yeah, those hands you talked about. I saw those hands.
You saw it on that 46-yard reception. He just went up there with his big, huge mitts and just said, "That's my ball," And this is why he was Cash's pick of the draft, is because he's not a speedster, and I think everybody was scared. He's just that's all he is. Nah, man, he's a wide receiver. He's a who was it? Somebody on the NFL Network. I was watching them try and do a player comps on him, and they said, I don't know, the best comps to compare him to is he's a mix between Tyreek Hill and Terry McLaurin. Like he's just what you want in a wide receiver, dude. I mean, he's my elevate of the week. I elevated him in 2 leagues and didn't in another league, and now I have to hope Devin Singletary wins me my game. I'm bummed. So
well, I forgot to put him in my other big money league, and I'm going to be 0-5. So you win some, you lose some.
I'm trying so hard not to go. This is the league I'm going to go 0-5. Is it's up to Devin Singletary. So,
well, I hope he runs all over those Titans tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully they play.
Yeah, well, there's that too. I mean, when it comes down to it, well, you want to jump into the waiver wire? Is there anybody that you want to eviscerate off your team?
Anybody you want to elevate? We didn't hear anybody. Give us stacks. Give us stacks. Toots.
I mean, I'll just, before I do that, I'll just do a humble brag and just say,
go ahead, Toots, do your thing.
Toots will do a little tooting. CD Lamb has
hit.
been the truth. I just want us all to notice that.
Auto start that dude.
That's all I want to say. That's my wide receiver 1 on my team, by the way. So
I'm not worried about Dak with him either. I'm worried about all the other Amari Cooper. That sucks. You need Dak Prescott.
I think you keep mitigating Gallup, and that's kind of why I wanted to do a little Toots, because I think Gallup is the guy who's going to suffer the most on the outside. Andy Dalton is old. He's not going to be throwing it out. Those out-breaking routes are the routes that get picked. By the way, I also want to do a little Toots myself. The Cleveland Browns defense, I picked them, and I tweeted out before the game. I said, Old Man Rivers going to get me a pick 6. I can't wait. He likes to throw across the field. He is not good. And guess what he did in that game? He threw a pick 6, and it actually helped me win me some money. So, Old Man Rivers, I'm going to ride you all year in DFS. And, guys, I would do it too. He can't throw that pass, and Andy Dalton can't either. And Andy Dalton, better than Philip Rivers can. He's not going to throw it to him. You're 100% right. He's going to throw it over the middle to Schultz, and he's going to throw it to CeeDee Lamb, who is a man. Dude, he is so fast, you can't cover him man-to-man, and he gets open in the zones. He knows where to find the holes. I think he is going to be matchup-proof this year, man. I love him. So,
yeah. All right. Let's jump into the waiver wire, man. It's already starting. Like, as this season progresses, waiver wire segments are going to be 5 minutes. Okay, Chase Claypool. The end.
Chase Claypool, spend it all.
Yeah. If you had first come, first serve, he's gone.
Serve that up. Yes.
But if you have to bid on him, what do you bid? Give me a fab bid on Claypool.
At least 50. At least.
Huh?
At least 50.
Yeah, I at this point, this is my thing. I bet the house on him.
Yeah, I think I give at least 50. I mean, I think I only have like 54, so maybe 54. Yeah, I mean, I'm loaded quite low now. I've been spending up a little bit to get guys here and there, cheap out the,
You know what's going to piss me off tomorrow is or whenever, I guess we're going to bid on Tuesday or Wednesday, however it works in ESPN crap app.
Crap app.
You're going to bid 54. You're going to get them, and someone's going to bid 7. And they're going to have $100 in their fab budget. And then we're not, this isn't like, community chess. Like some leagues, the fab is like part of the pot.
Real money. This is fake money.
Nah, man, this is imaginary money. And you're saving your fab. Like, don't save your fab on Chase Claypool. He's by far the Fantasy Millionaires pickup of the week.
Of the season, maybe right now. Seriously.
We talked about him pre-draft, but we just mentioned him.
Right. I said to get him or James Washington. I said one of those guys could be big if somebody gets hurt, but I had no idea.
That was the thing, is that I remember bringing him up because it was like he started making me nervous about Deontay Johnson and James Washington. So but I didn't think he was going to have a 4 touchdown game, week 5. I thought he was going to kind of do what he was doing, which is, it's for Cash. It's too late. Cash has no money. I got him in one league, first come, first serve.
That's good.
I'm not going to be able to get him anywhere where I bid because I spend my fab. I blow my load real quick.
Well, let's do this. At the end of this year, I'll tweet out a picture of the losers in our league who haven't spent any of their fab, because there's always a-holes in our league who spend.
I can't wait. Let's do a screenshot next week of the stupid ass fab picks that they're going to come out. I think it's going to be someone with
12.
99 on their fab. They spent $1 on a kicker one week, and they're going to bid $8 on Claypool.
Yeah. We'll highlight them. We'll highlight the stupidity. Faux show. Now, I have a couple pickups. Little obvi pickups. I don't think Alexander Madison is going to be, owned it or not owned in a lot of leagues. I think people were already drafting him. So, maybe check and see if he's around. I doubt it. That's probably not somebody who's going to be around. But Jamal Williams might be. Speaking of that same division, Jamal Williams, I'm not saying Aaron Jones isn't the man he is. If he goes down, though, Jamal Williams does get a little bit of a bump, of course, but I think he's got some PPR.
It doesn't matter. The way that offense is running, he uses one wide receiver, and then he uses his running back.
Right.
So, and he was doing that last year. He's not owned he's already owned in our 12-man league. I picked him up in another league that was first come, first serve, and then I dropped him for Chase Claypool. But I think he's a great ad for this week. I as far as running backs, if he's available, it's down to slim pickings. We've already said Myles Gaskin. There's just
Bo is saying Jamawful.
Jamawful. Well, Jamawful in PPR is Jamal Wright.
He's Jamanageable, or he's rosterable.
Jima take it.
Jimmy take it. Yeah. No, I like it. I don't like saying this, but if the Washington football team is going to just throw the ball to JD McKissic all the time, I mean, he's seen a bunch of targets. I might just have to snag JD McKissic because he is the PPR back in that offense. You think Gibson would be? He's not right now. And so I think McKissic is worth a look if you're, Bo doesn't like this either. Bo's saying we're being wasteful. All right, Bo, who do you suggest, good sir, since you're pot shot?
There's just nobody. I mean, Brian Hill is, after that, it's just, I don't know.
Well, I've got one more guy. He's a tight end that I think you might want to pick up, and it's Gerald Everett. And I like Gerald Everett. I have him in the Scott Fishbowl. I have a bunch of Gerald Everett in Dynasty because, I wasn't buying Higbee. I was buying Everett. So now he looks like he's not a complete thing, but he was a thing last week. I think he's going to be a thing this year too. So you might want to get him on your roster. Tight ends are hard to come by. And if he gets a touchdown, 6-7 targets, a touchdown, grab it. That's what I say.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I would say, for me, I'm always looking for the wide receivers, because they're the ones that are still. It's still nebulous at this point, like we all didn't, we should have said pick up Chase Claypool. It's like, we've talked about T. Higgins. He looks like he was a good pickup. AJ Green is out. He's going to get even more targets. So, I think Brandon Cooks could potentially be available. He might have been eviscerated in leagues. So,
that's a good little sneaky check to see if he's around.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I think is worth rostering. I think a lot of people have been rostering Hunter Renfrow if you're looking for that, that wide receiver on the Raiders, and it looks like Nelson Aguilar is the one to own. He's had pretty decent season so far. Catches a big touchdown last week, caught a touchdown the week before that. I think playing with Ruggs too opens things up for them too, where they're gonna you could have a great wide receiver too on that team, because defenses are gonna have to worry about the guy with the 4.3 speed. So I don't know. To me, he's somebody that's interesting.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to disagree with you there. So I think, that's all I've got for you want to do a little New England Baywatch real quick. I mean, between COVID and Tom Brady not knowing what down it was a hell of a weekend for these guys. I mean, they were both trending kind of up, and then they got walloped by real life. And what do you think about it now? I don't think either one of them are a lock for the divisional round. I think that's what we were kind of hoping for. What do you think?
I just love how much the internet just beat Tom Brady's ass.
Guilty.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. A little secret tweet I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you're do one of those tweets that say how it started and how it ended. So I'm going to take a picture. I have the Tom Brady picture of him holding up his fingers looking bewildered. I have that. That's for my how it started. And then on Tuesday night, whenever that Bills-Titans game ends, I'll take a still from that game that I find on Twitter that's a interesting moment of the game, and I'll say how it ended, because that's definitely how it started. That was iconic. I mean, people were putting his 6 ring fingers next to him. It was like, how many Super Bowl rings do you have, Tom? It's more than you have downs, like all these things, just being so mean to him. How many times did Eli beat you? Twice. Like 2 minus 6 equals 4. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So or 6 minus 2, equals 4. All these fun things. So
he had himself a senior moment right at the end of the game, dude. Straight up.
Right. Forgot what down it was.
What did he try and say? Didn't he try and say that he knew that?
Yeah.
What was his bullshit that he?
Yeah. Well, Bruce Arians was asked about it, and the press conference he said, "Bruce, did Tom know that it was 4th down on that play? It looked like he thought it was 3rd down." And then he goes, "No. Tom knew it was 4th down." couldn't even look at the people as he lied. He just felt like this lie needs to be told looking down. And he just talked down to his stomach. It was he hung his head in shame. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Tom, I think said
after he was over there like kirking out on his offensive lineman, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was memeing him and gifting him for that. This was a fun Tom Brady game. He was so
New England
emotional.
Baywatch, baby. And then you got Cam going out to dinner just coughing on people.
I know. Cam and Stephen Gilmore dapping it up at dinner. Jeez, man. Well, here's the thing. It's nuts. After the game, everyone's hugging and shit, and I'm watching people spitting as they're walking around. Russell Wilson, after the game, was over there walking around. He's spitting on the ground. I was like, Russ, Mr. Unlimited, what are you doing?
What was that movie with? What was that movie with Mark Wahlberg where he
Fear.
No, he plays the guy from Philly that's like a punt returner.
The miracle guy. Yeah.
Can't think of the name of the flick.
No, I remember that. Yeah.
You remember how he played like in this backyard, like I don't think you'd even call it minor league football. They just go play in the mud,
Yeah.
and they're all like, yeah, and they like hug each other and get all muddy together,
You're my buddy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing that shit.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know the full scoop on it, but apparently the Tennessee Titans were going out and playing with some like weird mud team, and like they're all those guys are like
mud hug
positive, and they're like having secret practices with like these like they're like playing on a baseball field football team. Like I don't know what they're doing, dude.
Well, what's interesting is I heard Tannehill kind of semi-defending it, and you're just like, man, like, shut up and say we made a mistake,
Invincible. That's the name of the movie.
Invincible, yeah.
Invincible, yeah. So Tannehill was trying to defend them going out and playing in the mud like Invincible. Like, you're just like, dude, sometimes you just gotta, like, first of all, Mark Wahlberg was so stupid in that movie too. Like, what are you doing, dude? You play on an NFL team and you're going out like you're gonna roll your ankle in the mud so get back the love of the game. Come on, man.
Man, I'll tell you one of my favorite segues into just toots.
Okay,
one of my favorite days as a young child was I was out with two of my friends. I don't remember who they were. I'll just say two friends. And it was November, maybe before Thanksgiving, maybe after, maybe December. I don't know. It was cold. And it started snowing. And it snowed for about 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, 5 hours. We played football, just the three of us, for forever that day. Like, it was like the best day. Like, the flakes were huge. It's one of those days with the ball, when you were the quarterback, because sometimes, here's the thing, you have a permanent quarterback, right? I normally like to play receiver. Even though I'm a fat guy, I like to go out and run routes and be out. I wasn't the permanent quarterback that much. But every once in a while you do that handoff thing, and then that guy would roll out. I love it in the snow when the ball like sticks to your hand and you like have the best grip ever, and you're just like, and then when you catch it and you get hit and you fall down, it is perfect. I still watch the games on TV and I just wait for a snow bowl, and then I relive that game. I don't even know who won. I don't remember who won. It was just playing football in the snow. It gets me going. So it's different than mud. I'm not into mud. Snow, man.
I got one more guy because we've brought up Vince Papale. This guy is the real life Vince Papale, and do you think we should advise our listeners to pick up Travis Fulgham?
Yeah. I do think so.
I think Alshon Jeffrey Cash is still saying if you have an IR spot, get him, put him in, because I think when he comes back, you see what Travis Fulgham can do. But yeah, pick him up. I mean, he's had some pretty good back-to-back weeks, and what a cool story straight off the practice squad. So yeah.
No, I like it. Well,
he's Vince Papale.
He is. Yes. Yeah. Do you want to jump into 3 tweets?
3 tweet time.
I think there's some feedback on your microphone, just for feedback wise. I'm going to check mine, and
I don't hear it.
No, I do hear it.
Okay.
But just, I don't know, just We'll see. If this messes up, sorry guys.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, good to hear that. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and I'm gonna go in and we're gonna grab the tweeters. So let's talk about what you would like me to pull up here.
So this is a man. His name is you're gonna go to the one that's got Donald Trump in it.
All right, hold on 1 second. I need to be able to find my
No
stream
worries.
here. Okay, good. I got it.
I'll intro my first tweet for 3 tweets.
I see Donald Trump.
Yeah, this guy's name. His name is J.L. Calvin. He does the most perfect.
Okay.
It's literally.
Is this the right one that you see right now?
Yep, this is it. It's so, Trump called into Fox News.
Okay.
This is
this is him calling into Fox News.
This is J.L. Calvin's impression
of him calling it.
Fox.
Okay,
right,
here we go. Hold on, let's get this turned up. All right, here we go.
Is it
so, now hold on. I do hear feedback in your mic, just so you know.
Okay.
But not when you talk. I'm going to check and see if it's my mic, and I'm just going to change mics real quick, just in case it is mine, and then I'll know for sure.
Okay. Yeah, the video is not working either.
Well, no, that's not because of the mic issue. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Good.
All good.
I can still hear it on your end.
Okay.
So just letting you know. No worries. All right, here we go. All right, let's pull it up and then we'll start it.
Donald J. Trump right now. Mr. President, thank you so much for calling in this morning.
I'm getting back to the people's business.
It's great to have you here to get a reaction to what we're seeing on the other side. What is your reaction to Kamala Harris as Joe Biden's running mate?
Harris had a total meltdown. She totally got owned. People think that just because she's a prosecutor. What are they saying? Herman Cain is a good guy, and I hope he's doing well. And the drugs are having an effect not on me, so no effects, no side effects. The drugs are strong and powerful. We're doing, Jeff Epstein. I had played tennis with Jeff Epstein this morning, and it was a powerful time, and we're doing. Maybe Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe. He's a sleepy guy. He's Trump. I'm going to win because Joe is.
So you think he'll get beaten this November?
Biden. We don't like Biden, do we? He got the steroids, and just see what Ivanka wants to do. Maybe I'll try night movie with Ivanka.
Mr. President, thank you so much for the time this morning. Thanks for your leadership, sir. We'll be watching. Thank you, sir.
So wait, hold on. So, did he really do that? Did he trick them, or is that just
no?
Okay. That's so funny.
That's again. I'm not actually. I don't know for sure. I'm willing to bet that's just some good video editing.
Yeah, I know. But that would be so funny if he called in and pretended to be Trump. That's so funny.
No. Pretty sure that's just little cutting out the real Donald Trump and
I agree. I agree. No, but that's so funny. I've got one too, and it's funny that Trump is in yours because he's in mine too.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, no holds barred.
Getting some run.
Here's my guy.
Though you wouldn't be able to tell by looking out your window, thanks to all these Antifas knocking down all his statues, how are we supposed to remember things if we don't have statues? I thank God herself for things like TV and books and the internet and calendars, because otherwise, how are we supposed to remember all this heritage? Because I know when I need to remember something, I say, fuck a Post-it note. I just start carving a statue. That's how I've never forgotten things like 9/11 and the Alamo and my daily hydroxychloroquine, Dre. It's because I carved a statue. You remember Christopher Columbus, at least some of us still do. You remember the rhyme in 1492, Columbus went and triggered you. I'm talking about you liberals. He was looking for a trade route to China, and he found some land, and his first words were probably, "God damn, all these Asians look pretty black and Hispanic to me, but hell, a slave's a slave. Go ahead and give them some diseases they won't be able to recover from." You people, and I do mean you people, you want to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. And after I looked up what that is, it started to fog up my Oakleys, because Christopher Columbus is the man we need to be honoring today. Christopher Columbus. He discovered America the same way white people discovered the blues, and the same way QAnon predicted all this poorly and after the fact. So today, I'm going to be raising my emotional support beer to Christopher Columbus. I got my tri-corner hat around here somewhere. I got a faulty GPS in his honor. So here's to you, Christopher Columbus. Thanks for everything, big dog. Now get off my get off my property.
That's hilarious.
That's my guy. Second appearance for my man Brent. He kills it.
Brent Terhune. Yeah.
Terhune. Yeah. He we checked this guy out here. He has, let's see how many followers my guy has. Because he's rocking a lot of followers. Let's not cooperate with me. Let's make it big. And I'll make it small. Yeah, I mean he's killing it. He really is.
This is what we got to start doing.
He's got a lot of followers.
This is what we got to start doing in the future. We got to start putting up a poll, like who won
3 tweets.
You know, because
I agree.
We're tied tonight. Like, if you want it, you can have it.
I like yours.
Do you have a good second tweet?
I have an old one. I think it's pretty funny though. But
okay. You can.
Yeah.
We can all Columbus Day. It's Columbus Day. Pretty apropos.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it to Stacks tonight.
I appreciate the nod. This is I hope you guys enjoy this. Here we go. All right.
You know what we use on stage, but it's very, very special because if you can see, the numbers all go to 11. Look, right across the board. 11, 11,
and most of
11,
the
and
amps go up to 10.
Exactly.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it? It's not 10. You see, most blokes be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11. This is a chart to, what we use on stage. But it's very
So
I like it.
Yeah, I believe is that from Spinal Tap?
Yeah, I've never even seen that movie.
It's just
I just saw Rob Reiner, so I was like, yeah, I know what that
really silly and stupid, and I love it all the same. Personally, I think it's hilarious. So those are 3 tweets. That's the show. We went a little long. We went about 10 minutes over, but you know what? It's okay. We gave you some entertainment. Thank you for the friends who stuck around the whole time. We've got some great loyal friends on the Periscope. Appreciate you guys. Bowman big time as always.
Yeah, thanks for all the info, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always giving me the nicknames Mapletron for Chase Claypool. Didn't even know that. Tight name. Like it.
Mapletron. Yeah, it's cool. Bo's the man. If you don't know Bo, B. Hartley was in here. There was my guy, I think Brad. Yeah, Brad was in here. Phil was in here. Bunch of great guys. So you can check me out at nimblewnumbers.com as well as the fantasymillionaires.com. Find Mike at Twitter at the Ralph Macho. And then
Ralph
me,
Macho at the Ralph Macho.
The Ralph Macho.
Yeah.
The Ralph Macho. I am Nimble W Numbers, and you can find Bo McBigtime at Bo_McBigtime on the tweeters and at hotboxbatch.com. He also has merch coming out. Look for that as well. And you can find me winning money in DraftKings. Last week, I faced off against Anthony Servino and Michael Hoff of the FF Face Off crew, and I took them down. Nimble with Numbers took them both down, won $140. I was very excited about that. And those are good guys, great guys. They do a lot of money raising and mental health awareness raising for that with the Potathon each year. They're working with Hayden Hurst, I believe, great people. So honored to be able to take that off them. I'm sure they'll get me next time we go. So great times. Check my other podcasts out, the DFS Money Shot. This week, I got Kevin Tompkins coming up there. Mr. Kevin, I'm looking at you, brother. And then after that, Mike Reedy's coming up from the Undroppable. So it's a full slate. And I got other friends in the works as well. And I do eventually want to get Mr. Overzet on. He's won some money. I've won some money. I don't know where his man's coin is right now. It's normally within my touching distance, but maybe at the end of the year I can get him. I'm getting you on as well, Mr. Collins.
I'll be on.
You're my Super Bowl, man. I can't wait to beat you. We beat you, brother. So, all right. Peace out, everybody. See you next week.
Yep. Peace out, everybody. See y'all week 6.